Good morning, guys, or good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you are watching this video. Today I came outside to enjoy a little bit of this weather and my roses, which I'm going to cut down right now. So I'm going to start shopping for stuff to do for DIYs inside and outside my house. So I'm going to go ahead and cut some of these roses, take them inside, and then I'm going to show you what we're going to come up with the things that I find around my house, inside and outside. In my front yard, I have some beautiful roses as well that I will be cutting as well. Here are my beautiful roses. And I have one pink one here. It's not completely open, but it smells amazing. So I wanted to bring it in because these roses smell so good. The pink and the red are, oh, they smell good. These are the older ones that I had here. And I have these little purple flowers are actually from my sage plant and started to flower, and I cut them and brought them in here. And I put some eucalyptus in here and rosemary, but these are older flowers here that I've had. So as you can see, it's time to take them out and dry them so I can put them in my apothecary. So that's something that you guys can do as well. If you have roses, you can go outside, cut your roses, and then let them dry out, and then you can put them in your apothecary to make them look like kind of like potpourri. But let me show you what I mean. All right, right here, as you guys can see, these are all the ones that I have from my garden that are dry. I just put them in here for now, but I am going to use them elsewhere. But as you can see here, I have all these roses. These are roses that my husband and my boys have bought me, and I just dry them. Once they start to wilt, I cut them and I let them dry, and then I put them in here. I actually had a full apothecary, a big one full of these, but I accidentally put some in that I thought were dry, and then I put the lid and then molded all of them, so I had to throw them away. So I'm starting all over again with these roses, but they look beautiful. Okay, so here are my older flowers that I took out of my jar. So let me tell you, this is going to be DIY number 1. This one is completely free. This is shopping your garden, or if you go for a walk and you see beautiful roses, and you say you know your neighbor and your neighbor allows you to take his roses, this would be a good idea to do. You can go out, shop your garden. But I found my apothecary, this little apothecary that has no lid. And all I did was I added, you see these little beads here? These little gel beads are from Dollar Tree. Can you see these? And I've had these for a while, and I've been reusing these, and these last a very long time. So I cleaned this apothecary jar out. I've added a little bit of water down here, and then the rest is with these little gel beads. I shopped my garden. Now this is sage for my garden, and as you can see, and it has the little flowers. So I went ahead and I cut that off. And then I have a tree in my front yard. It's eucalyptus, so I cut some eucalyptus. I also have some rosemary, and then all the roses that I just cut. And as you guys can see, I am on a Halloween kick right now, and I have my coffee in my Jason mug, but and I also have my Virgin Mary candle on. And so what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut all your whatever you're gonna put in your floral arrangement. Make sure you strip off the leaves from the bottom of your stems and then place them in there because you don't want them to rot. And then you just go ahead and start placing however you want to place your flowers in there, and just make a cute little arrangement that smells amazing. This rosemary smells so good. The eucalyptus smells really good. The sage smells amazing. But these flowers, oh my God, they smell so wonderful. So I'm going to go ahead and make my arrangement, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay, I'm going to show you guys. Just keep in mind, I am not a florist. This is just something to do when you're at home and you can't go anywhere, can't go buy fresh flowers. If you have roses or any flower in your garden, this is what you can do. So as you can see, here are these already. I just put them to the side. I'm going to let them dry. But here is my little arrangement. It smells really good, you guys. Here is my pink rose and my red rose, my yellow rose, and my orange rose. I unfortunately couldn't get any of my white roses or the lilac color ones because those have not blossomed yet. They have the buds, but they haven't flowered yet. I love it. I think it looks beautiful. And it's just using everything that I have in my garden. It smells amazing. So here is DIY number 1 for you. Now let me see what else I find and let's come up with a second DIY. Hello. Hello. We have a visitor. I spy some wood outside and I want this piece right here. I'm gonna ask my hubby if he's not using it. I have a DIY for this guy. So here is my little wood that I picked up outside, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's warped, but it doesn't really matter because I'm gonna use it just standing up like this. So what I did is, just to save time, I already sanded everything down with my little sanding block here, and it's nice and smooth now. But I also went into the garage and I found this piece here, which is thinner, and I might end up using this piece instead of this here, but we'll see. So what I did is I went into Pinterest and I went ahead and I printed up a couple images that I liked. I do have a laser jet printer, and so if you have a regular ink, this might bleed if you use just your regular printer with regular ink. But if you have a laser jet printer, it would work perfect with this. So I printed this guy up here on Pinterest, and then I also printed this one because I wasn't sure what I wanted to use. But then when I found this thin board here, I started to think, what do I want to do with this one? We were going to decoupage this on here. I have regular glue. I have some paints because I am going to paint my board. But I decided to print a picture of my family and I. And I had turned this one into like that vintage look with the color. I messed with this on my phone to get it to look like this. And then I had this printed. This picture was from this year's New Year, 2020. I'll show you what it looks like in color. All right, this is the picture that I grabbed from, that I printed up. This one was from New Year's this year, 2020. And I love, 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 love this picture of my husband and my kids with me. It's one of my favorite pictures. And so we had a Roaring 20s New Year's party this year. And so we took this picture. In the back here, we had a photo prop area. And I decided to put this one on my board. So I just printed it up in my laser printer. And I'm going to use that to decoupage it onto the wood. So let's see if this works. All right, I am going to have my husband cut this across here. Because it is, as you guys can see, it's kind of messed up. But I'm hoping that this works. So yeah, and I think this fits perfect right there like that. All right, let me show you guys what I'm doing here. So what I decided to do with this board, I haven't done this side yet, but I wanted to practice first on this side. I used some acrylic white paint, the apple barrel white, and then this one here, I've had this one for quite some time. What I did was I added a little bit of those into this here with some water. I watered it down, as you guys can see. And then I went ahead and I painted it on. And then let me show you guys what I'm going to do. So I'll do it on this side. If this doesn't come out, then I know my husband has more scrap wood outside. So anyway, I went around the sides as well. And I didn't do the back so you guys can see. I'm going to just basically go over this like this. Okay. I've already sanded this. Now I have, oh, I missed a spot right here. Right here. Okay. You can get a paper towel, whatever. I have some Kleenex here. So I'm just going to wipe off the excess. Keep moving everything here. Just want to give it a little tint. I figured I would try green, something different. I always do the white. So I figured I would do something a little different to see how I like it. If I don't like it, then I can just change the color. But see, that's what I did, like that right there. And then I have to let this dry. And then what I'm going to do is once it dries, then I'll add some like dry brushing of white, or of the, maybe some of this right here, this light mocha, or maybe some of this antique white. So I'm going to let this dry, and then I'll come back and dry brush some other color on here. But I'm just experimenting with the stuff that I have here. So we'll see how this comes out. So I decided to let this dry overnight. Decided to use this block for now because my husband is busy doing other stuff, so he has not cut the other board. But we'll get to this right now. I went outside. Today is my daughter's birthday, and I went and I picked through my garden some more of my roses, and they smell so good. Here's some eucalyptus, here's the sage, and here are the roses that were ready. And I just tied a little bow, and this is just a bottle that I had from salad dressing, and I had cleaned it out and I put it in here, and I'm just gonna go leave it on her front porch. We went earlier to drop off some stuff on her porch, but my son bought a nice bottle of wine for her, so we're just gonna go drop it off at her door and leave these flowers there. And I'm gonna go ahead and insert a clip also of the Air Force base that was flying around Las Vegas in honor of everybody who's staying home, and I did record it, and you see a lot of my neighbors outside. I hope it comes out good because I haven't checked the footage yet, but I wanted to share that with you guys also. So now that you've picked the side that you're gonna do, you've painted it, you sanded it, you wiped it down, get your image. I cut mine down just so I don't have that much paper to have to deal with afterwards. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab some Mod Podge, and I'm just gonna add the Mod Podge on top of my paper here. And just put a good amount of Mod Podge on your paper, all over your paper. And again, you want to do this with the laser printer, because if you use regular ink, this will bleed. Oh, you know what, you guys, I didn't realize that this is going to print backwards. Oh, how silly I am. Yeah, it'll be like this. I just realized that. So then this is not going to work on here. Silly, silly me. Okay, you guys, so let's try this again. Since I messed up on the other one, on the printing of the other one, I'm gonna go ahead and do this picture here, because it doesn't really matter if it flips or not. It doesn't really matter how we have it on the picture. So my husband finally cut down that board for me. I sanded it, but I think I'm gonna leave it in this color because I like the color, the natural color that it's in. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same thing like I showed you guys. Glue this, let it sit overnight, and then we'll see how this works out. All right, you guys, I wanted to tell you guys that I ran out of the Mod Podge, so I just used regular white glue. I flipped it, and then I grabbed a bag, trash bag, and I started to smooth out all the air bubbles. You want to make sure you have no air bubbles, but I'm going to go ahead and let this set overnight, and then we'll come back and see if this works. Cross your fingers that it works. I hope it does. I think I might have made this a little crooked. I don't think I can move it, but it's okay. I'm just, trying to see if this works. If it works, then I can create another one. Okay, you guys, so now we waited 24 hours for this to dry. And so the next step is going to be to get some water. Let's hope this works. I'm crossing my fingers that it works. I have a rag here, and I'm just gonna get some water, dampen it with some water, and then I'm gonna dab the water onto this paper here, and in hopes that the image transfers over to the board. I'm just doing this so that way we can try to peel off the paper. So if I wet it, it'll soften it, and then I'll be able to just peel it right off. Hoping. We'll see. All right, it looks like it did. I don't know if you guys can see right there. This will take a while for it to completely come through. You have to do this, make sure that you get all the paper off of there. Can you guys see how it's right there? So this is basically all we're gonna do with this one, is just try to get as much of the paper off of there. Be careful not to ruin your image at the bottom. And you're just taking this right off gently. See? Nice. All right, you guys, I'm going to show you what it looks like. So here it is. Now, if you scrub too much, some of the paper will start coming off, as you can see, and you'll still see some of the white coming through. I like this look, the way it looks. I actually took off some paper here and there, if you could see. I like the way this looks. It just looks really nice. I love it, the way it looks. So what I was thinking is maybe getting some stain and staining this. And I don't have any stain, but I do have some shoe polish in brown, and I'll see how that works. But I love the way this came out on here, and you can decorate all around here if you want. You can add lace, you can add ribbon, you can add buttons, you can add whatever you want to your board, and then you can display it like this. But I love the way this came out. Look at this. Isn't it nice? I love it. I love the way it looks, all vintage looking. And again, this was from our New Year's party. We did the Roaring 20s, and I love the way this looks. All right, so I was starting to do this, and then I figured, you know what? Let me show you guys really quickly what I'm going to do. I'm using items that I have around the house. I have this shoe polish. Well, it's my husband's shoe polish, and I had trouble opening it. So what you do is you push this little lever up, and it pushes this up. But anyway, I'm using this. As you can see, I already started using it. And I'm using one of these sponges to put your makeup on that I have. And then I'm just dipping in here. See, just getting some polish here. And then I'm just going to do something like this to my board, just to give it a different look and give it some kind of tint to make it look vintage. And I'll probably go right on top of this right here where I have the white. Some of it obviously still going to show through, but I'm okay with that. I like this look. And then I have some stickers here from Dollar Tree, and I'm thinking of maybe decoupaging, putting right here, love, family, and then maybe some ribbon. I don't know, maybe a little bow or something. I don't know, but I've thought about it, and I said I'm probably going to use this just to display it downstairs in my living room. I just love the way this looks. So it's all about using what you have at home. So let me continue to finish this, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's done. All right, I'm going to show you what it looks like. Just remember that I used everything that I had around my house. I didn't go out and buy anything. So let me show you what it looks like. All right, so here it is, you guys. I love it. So let me tell you, I did use some brown paint, and I watered it down, and I just went over it with a little brush here and there, and then I wiped it off. But yeah, I think this looks nice. Now, I couldn't fit family on here. As you can see, I could barely fit 4 on here of those Dollar Tree stickers here. But I love, 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 love the way this came out, you guys. Oh my God. And then I just used some of this ribbon, and I almost got rid of this ribbon too. And I'm glad I kept it because I think it looks really pretty. I got to cut a little bit of the tail here so it doesn't go into my son's face. But I had these keys, and I just added these little Dollar Tree pearl stickers on the key here. Since the 20s, you know, they wore a lot of pearls. So, and we were wearing pearls as well, but you really can't see it because it's in black and white. But I put the pearls there, and I put a key because they're the key to my heart. And yeah, look at that. What do you guys think? Let me know if you guys want to continue to see some of these DIYs that I'm making with the stuff that I have around the house. quarantine style. So just give me a thumbs up. That'll let me know if you guys want to keep seeing some more of these. Also, let me know in the comments below if you want to see some more. So that was my second little DIY using things around the house, and I hope you guys like it. So this is not really like a DIY. This is more of using what you have to decorate your house. And I took down all my Easter stuff already. And the first part of the video, when I show you the roses, that was a couple days before Easter, actually. And actually, it was the day before Easter. That was when I recorded that first part of it. This second part is going to be on using the things that you have around the house to do, say, if you have cloches like I do. I have quite a bit of cloches like this and some apothecaries, and I have a creeper right there. But that's what this is going to be. So I'm going to give you guys ideas on what I'm going to be doing with my apothecaries and cloches. And you see over here, those 2 bags right there of rice, huge bags of rice that my neighbor dropped off at my door. And he's an awesome neighbor. I am so blessed to have a neighbor like him. He's the one I made the cross wreath for. And he had already given us some more rice prior to pretty much, you know, all this going on. So he's awesome. He's an awesome man. He's always giving us stuff, and we go back and forth. But awesome. Very blessed. Anyway, that was just off subject. So let's get back into this. So I'm going to show you, I have stuff that I've been shopping around my house, and I still have other stuff around my house that I'm going to be looking for to decorate my cloches. Now, if you don't have any cloches, you can use vases, like the clear glass vases, and turn them upside down. And I'm going to show you what I mean. I also have, let me show you guys. So I also have these little jars that I picked up. They're yogurts. They're the wheat yogurts, the French yogurt. And I cleaned them off, and the stickers were really easy to come off. And you can use that as a little cloche, like say like this. And see, these pieces of wood are from when we went like 2 years ago to the mountains, and we picked them up, and my husband cut them down for me. And you can use little jars like this as also cloches. And you can also use them as an apothecary jar. You don't have to actually have a lid for it, but you can use stuff like that, vases. Let me show you another one. All right, so another option would be wine glasses right here. If you guys can see the wine glasses, you can flip this around, and you have a little cloche right there. These are more on the smaller side, but that's okay. You don't need to have really big cloches. You can do something like that. You can also use this long one here with the long stem. You can turn it around like this, and then you can maybe add a little vine, maybe a little candle on the top, and then put whatever you want underneath. Those are just ideas. And again, if you have a bigger vase, which I have a few that I can turn around and upside down and make them into cloches, I could do that as well. But I'm not going to do that because I do have already some cloches. So let me show you an idea here. Okay, so here is an idea that I had. I used that same little picture that I had picked up at the thrift store a month ago or so, a little over a month ago before all this happened. And I put it inside my little cloche. This is a long cloche, which I also got at the thrift store, you guys. I usually get my cloches and my apothecary jars from the thrift store. And I put them in here. This is from Dollar Tree that I just had laying around. And then I had a few pearl necklaces that I just wrapped around the picture. And then these are just some of my roses from my backyard. And I just dried them out. And look at, I just put them in here as decor. Even up here, this one is a dry rose from my garden. I just put some of that green moss from Dollar Tree inside this long candlestick from Dollar Tree. And then I put the rose, the dried rose from my garden right on top. And then this is just a little, one of those clay pots that you get at Dollar Tree. You get 3 of them. And I had done this a while ago. And then I just put one of those moth balls from Dollar Tree right in there. And that's what I did with my cloche right there. Now, this over here is, I showed you guys in the beginning of the video, this right here is just an apothecary jar that I bought at the thrift store, but it didn't have a lid. So I'm just using it. See, these are all from my garden. They're all dried now. And then I have some roses that I had said before my family has given me, and I've just dried and put in there. So that's an idea. Let me see what else. I have a nosy bod right here trying to see what I'm doing up there. Oh, here's another one. So right over here, I had bought these salt and pepper shakers a while ago, like a couple years ago at thrift store, and I didn't want to use them for anything other than basically displays. But I had found this one also before all this stuff happened, and I had gotten this one at the thrift store for $2. They had another one exactly like it, and now I'm kicking myself. I should have bought it. I didn't buy it because the top little tip here was broken, but I should have gotten it anyways. But anyways, this is a beautiful, beautiful like salt and pepper shaker. It's so beautiful, and I like it for displays. So you can use salt and pepper shakers to display, and I'll show you guys once I display everything. This little thing here, it's like a little charm. I had found at the thrift store as well. I can use that. This one, I believe I had gotten at the thrift store. This I had gotten at the thrift store. These candlesticks are from the thrift store. This little cloche as well is from the thrift store. The only cloche that I did not buy at the thrift store was this one. I had bought this one at Michael's. You can tie some ribbon around the top if you have a little glass ball on top of here. You can tie some ribbon. This one does not. You can use, I have some greenery here, some of this stuff. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but I'm going to go ahead and put some stuff in my cloches, and then I'm going to show you how it's going to come together. Let me show you over here. I don't want to get you guys dizzy. All right, so I cleaned off all my table, took down everything that I had here from Easter, but I started to decorate over here. I'm not done. I'm just putting stuff out and just, you know, giving you guys ideas on what you can do to decorate with stuff around your house. And so let me get a close-up. All right, so right here I have this little cherub that I've had for quite some time, and this is just a little party hat from Dollar Tree. I just put it on him like that. But I have this here, this teacup holder, so I'm using it. But prior to me having this teacup holder, what I did was I basically got my saucers from my cups, from my teacups, and I stacked them, and then I stacked my teacups on top of each other, and then I put a cloche right on top of it. But now I have my teacup stand, so I use that. But you can do that as well. And I have this here that I haven't used. You can see, I think I used it for Halloween. But I'm going to clean this up and maybe use this as well. That's from also the thrift store, and I bought this separately because they're different times. So, and then this is the other cloche that I bought at the store. I bought this at Home Goods, oh man, many years ago. So, I don't know. I'm thinking of keeping it spring. I have this little bunny here, which you don't need bunnies for Easter only. You can use them for springtime too to decorate. So I'm going to keep him out because he's going with my tea theme. And here's that beautiful teapot that I had found at the thrift store. And so we'll see what I come up with here. But I just wanted to show you really quickly some of the things that you can use for your cloches. I'm going to show you what I come up with. I'm going to continue to shop my house for some of the stuff to decorate, and then I'm going to show you how we can put some of these cloches together. All right, so I wanted to show you really quickly some of the stuff that I did purchase at the thrift store. So I love going to the thrift stores, and I find a lot of stuff. Now, there's days where it's hit or miss. Some days you'll find a lot of good stuff. There's other days where you walk out with nothing. But the key is just being consistent and keep going. And I used to go quite a bit. I don't go as often anymore, and especially now with this whole pandemic going on. But I'm going to show you some of the things that I have purchased at the thrift store. So I bought this guy, this little stand here at the thrift store, and I can't remember the prices. I do have hauls on some of this stuff here. And this picture I also got at the thrift store not too long ago, and I just draped the pearls, as you can see on there. But and this cloche here also from the Salvation Army. So this was Salvation Army. That's Salvation Army. This was from the Deseret Industry. This one right here was from Deseret Industry as well. Sometimes they don't have the lids, and I'll buy lids also. And I bought a lid for this one thinking it would fit, and it was too small. But I usually get them really cheap, so that's why I don't mind. But I've got that one there. I showed you guys that I got this one identical to that bigger one over there, but smaller here. And there is a lot of things that I have picked up at the thrift store. So yeah, so it's just hit or miss with buying thrift store stuff. You know, you just have to keep on going, and hopefully, you know, you can find some stuff. These are just here. I'm just letting these dry right here. They're not going to stay there. But here's my lavender, you guys, that I had dried from my garden. Isn't that beautiful? All right, let me start gathering some stuff to show you how we're going to work with these little cloches that I have here. So I wanted to show you some other stuff that I have here. And I was going through some of my cabinets and I found some stuff. I haven't gone through everything in my house. I know I have more stuff for this apothecaries, but I wanted to show you. I had bought these plates years ago at the thrift store and they were $1 each. And a lot of this stuff that I'm showing you, I have hauled already before, so you can look at my thrift store hauls and you'll see how much I paid for these things. But I had found this here as well. Look at how beautiful these little crystal salt and pepper shakers are that I can also use to decorate in my cloches. I have these little espresso cups here that I could stack somehow like this and put a cloche over it. I won't be able to do all 4 of them, but I do have these. And these all came in a bag at the thrift store as well. Here is a vase that I found, and then we move the stuff. Let me show you guys what I was talking about. So this is just a regular vase, big vase, and I'm going to turn it upside down so you guys can see. And see how you can turn it easily into a cloche, just like that. And if you wanted to keep this as a cloche, then if you have like a little knob for, like a crystal knob for a door or for a cabinet or anything, you can always glue it on top of here. These are ideas that, you know, have been around for quite some time, but just wanted to show you guys if you have stuff around the house that you can do without having to go out and buy stuff. And so let me show you. Oh, this one is heavy. Let me show you with like these guys. Usually I like to put something on top of the candlesticks here, but with this cloche, you won't be able to fit anything on top here. Actually, this one's going to hit, I'm sure, right at the top of the cloche. So I just put candlesticks like this. All right. And as you can see, you have something like that. And then you can add stuff around here. Again, you can add something up here. You can actually tie a bow up here and maybe let it hang down. Something like this, but you would maybe add a little couple dots of glue here to hold it in place so it doesn't slide. Or if you decide that you want to put a little knob at the top, then you can do the same thing. Put the you know, a ribbon hanging down like that. But you can do something like that. I also have some of this fruit here that I have picked up at the thrift store as well. I got it mainly for the cherries, but you have a little croissant in there. And I have this right here that came from the thrift store as well. And I can put the croissant in there and keep this in the kitchen. And then I was bored the other night. And I have bought these little, they come in a pack of 3 at Dollar Tree. They're little, oh, what do you call these guys? Canvas. And I painted them with different paints. And then I was using my stamps just to see how they look. And I thought, you know what, this is pretty cute. So I decided to maybe I could use these in there, and this is just messing around with my stamps, but you can also put that underneath inside the cloche if it fits. Let me try this. All right, I had to change the cloche because the other one wasn't working, but this one is not working as well either. You can see it's on top of the candlesticks, but I'm just giving you ideas. If you have a bigger one, you can do something like this as well. I mean, your cloche. Just little ideas that you can do with your stuff around the house. And I'm going to go ahead now and decorate them, and then I'm going to show you what they look like when they are all decorated. Okay, so here are a few examples of what you can do with the things that you have around your house. I know for everybody it's going to be a little different, but I wanted to show you guys what I came up with the stuff that I had. And I didn't do all the cloches. I just did some so you could see. But so on this one here, on this little cloche here, I used the bag where I had the berries and the grapes and the croissant. and I just put a croissant and the grapes and strawberries, like a continental breakfast. And then on this little apothecary, I put those cherries that were in there. And then on this one here that's open, I put some strawberries. So that's how that looks there. And then here is that one little jar where I had the yogurt, the wheat yogurt. And you could see I just put 2 of those little macaroons that were keychains from Dollar Tree. I just put them in there, and then I just covered it with that little jar. And if you want, you can go ahead again and glue something on top here, but I'm just showing you how you can use even some jars to make little cloches. And then this one I made like this using the vase that I had turned upside down. So I'm just showing you, this is not going to stay like this, but I'm just showing you, you know, how you can use it. And then here's the other one. And this one, what I did was, this wreath I bought at 99-cent store, and there's those little wood pieces from the tree trunk from the mountains, and then this berry garland is from Dollar Tree for Christmas. Then I just put a candle there, and I put it on this charger here. There's that one like that. Here is the other one that I did right here. And I just tied that little charm to the salt shaker. And I just did that right there. I think that looks really pretty. I like it. Really simple. And then right over here, I did this one here. I put 3 of those little dishes, and then of the espresso, for the espresso cups. And then I use those there. I put some moss inside one of these little espresso cups, and one of my dried flowers for my garden right there. And then I just tilted it in an angle, and then there is that cloche right there. I also have, I don't know if it would be considered a cloche. Let me show you guys. All right, here's this little bird cage. Now, I don't know if this would be considered a cloche, but I put that little house from Dollar Tree in there, and a little bird nest with little eggs and these beautiful little birds that I had picked up years ago at Michael's. And then I just put some of that baby's breath, or Victoria Queen, or Queen's and lace. I think that's what it's called. And I put a little Eiffel Tower here. And that's how that one looks right there. I'm not done decorating this area, but that's what I did with the stuff that I have around the house. And then I showed you guys in my Easter home tour the other little cloche that I have like this, or little bird cage like this. So you can go look at that and see how I decorated that one. But that is everything, you guys, that I did with the cloches. And those were the things that I used around my house. Maybe you guys can shop your home and get ideas to decorate or do DIYs. But this is what I came up with. I hope you guys get some kind of inspiration from this. And I want to thank you guys for watching. God bless. Stay safe and healthy. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Here they come.
Here they come.
Here they come. Hey, see them?
Oh, look at them. Oh.
Look at that. Woo! Woo! There's that one. That's cool.
See, that's what you get when you live in Vegas. You get to see all this stuff.
What is it for? Tell us what it's for. I'm recording you.
It's for the COVID-19 to say thank you to everybody for staying in your goddamn house.
Woo!